Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. I'm Erin, and that's Dave there on the desk behind me. I'm so glad you're here because we are celebrating my very good friend Jayma here on YouTube. She has hit that 10,000 subscriber count, which is no small feat, but honestly, I'm not surprised because she is a very talented and shares tons of scrapbooking inspiration over on her channel. So this week we are celebrating by scraplifting Jayma. We've each picked something different, and it'll be fun to see everybody's take on her beautiful projects. So for those of you that didn't know, Jayma is actually the creative mastermind behind the creative design team. I can remember several years ago when she first reached out to me wanting to collaborate here on YouTube, and I was like, Jayma noticed me. And fast forward several years, and I'm so happy and just very glad to be able to call her a friend. So let's go ahead and turn the camera around, move Dave out of the way, and we'll get started on today's project. I have the new Daisy collection from Close to My Heart here on my desk. I'll be creating with this today, and this is a very springy, very fun paper pack. Now, yes, St. Patrick's Day, all about St. Patrick's Day here. That's not what I'm scrapbooking today, but if you have St. Patrick's Day photos, this green is perfect. So this is a sticker sheet, and I really like this because Happy Life, Sweet Moments, and Together Time, those are all titles, very, very easy to use, and I love them. I love the bits of black in here mixed in with the pinks and greens. And then there's some great word stickers, little banners, and little, just all sorts of pretty stickers on here. Look how cute that little watering can is. So for the pattern paper, they're all double-sided, and we have some softer, more muted patterns mixed with some bold, bigger patterns. So there's a great variety in here. They are all double-sided, of course. So I'll just show you all of the papers here. And then see, this is the bolts, a big side, and then on the opposite side are these smaller daisies, which is nice to have different size patterns and different scales. And they're this black zip strip up here, the branding strip. I do love the black. So then we have a nice gingham. On the opposite side is this one here, again, a smaller pattern. And then there's the other sides of those. So the stripe, I love stripes because it brings in all of those colors. I did get the bundle, so it came with a ton of cardstock in a couple different shades of green, a couple different pinks, and if you're familiar with Close to My Heart cardstock, you know that it's two-toned, so there is a lighter side and then a darker side, so it's really like two shades in one, so that's really, really a plus. And then there's a coordinating stamp set with the flowers and more title options. Life is Beautiful, You're Amazing, which would be nice on a card also. And then the thin cuts. You guys, I'm so excited about these because you know I love my thin cuts, and these layer. There's 3 layers. You can use some of these pieces individually, but how gorgeous is this going to be? So 3 layers for the daisy and then the center. I cannot wait to create with this. So I'm going to clear this up. I'll bring in my VersaMat here. It is a single page layout. And then this is the layout that I am scraplifting of Jayma's. First of all, her daughter is adorable. Look at her little pouty face in this photo. But I chose this because I only have one picture for the story I'm going to tell. So this will work well for that. But look at all the detail going on. Lots of different pattern papers, stenciling in the background, and splatter, black splatter. It wouldn't be a Jayma layout if it didn't have splatter. So I really love all the details in here, so I'm excited to recreate this. Jayma started her layout on a piece of black cardstock with white on top of that to create a frame style layout. Now you can definitely, when you are scrap lifting, it's inspiration, so you can switch up the colors and several of the elements. Sometimes it doesn't look anything like the original design, which is totally fine. But in this case, the black and white is going to go very well with the Daisy papers, so I'm going to keep with that. I love the stencil detailing Jayma has on her layout, so I definitely want to incorporate that. I've selected this floral stencil here. It's a full 12 by 12, so you can make some amazing background elements with this stencil, or just use a small piece of it. But there's leaves, a couple different florals, and there's even like a little bird on there. Do you see the little bird? and it's just very pretty and gardeny and springy. I selected Ballerina, which is one of the colors from the paper pack. I want the stenciling to be kind of subtle, so that's why this is the lightest pinks. That's why I chose this one here. Just like Jayma, I have one focal photo here, and I am telling the story of how my mom loves to, every holiday, Thanksgiving, whatever it may be, this case it was Easter, she comes up early before the festivities start and she helps set the table. She loves design. She's a nurse, but she actually went to school before nursing school. She went to design school, and she just loves anything, you know, decorating, table setting, floral arrangements. That's like her thing. So I'm just documenting that story, and she's working on the table right now. This is going to sit pretty much in the center of the layout, and we're going to have our stenciling radiating out from under the photo over in this area here. So let me grab some low-tack tape. Close to my heart carries this low-tack tape, and this is the larger roll. There is a smaller roll as well, so it's nice to have the different sizes if you need a big piece for masking off. But I just need a couple little pieces to hold my stencil in place here so it's not shifting around on me. So I'm just going to adhere that to my VersaMat on 3 sides so it's nice and secure. I really like using these bristled blending brushes for stenciling because they go on soft and it gets in all of the nooks and crannies and you don't get any harsh lines. Ballerina is always funny because the color does not look like that at all. This is one of those where the ink pad looks very different from the actual color. So we're just going to go on, or start from under where the photo is going to be and then work our way out. I do want to mention that while you can find all of the individual components for Daisy Daisy available on the website, there was the bundle option which had everything in it, including the thin cut set. But during the preview period, it completely sold out. So as a close to my heart maker, you have the option to purchase any of the products 1 month before they release to the public, which is really fun. But yeah, it was so popular, it sold out. So they are getting more bundles back in, which will be towards the end of February. I am really happy with my stenciling. I think that is such a fun look. Now, it wouldn't be a Jayma layout if it didn't have a shimmer brush splatter. She is well known for adding splatter, and it always looks so good. So I'm putting down my all-purpose mat to protect my work surface here. And I'm going to just set my photo aside. Now, you want to shake this up really well because it's color and shimmer. And then you're just going to tap, tap, tap it onto your project. Now, this is going on really fine. I'm going to hold that up for you so you can see just how fine those black splatters are. I want bigger splatters, so just squeeze it so you get more fluid running to the brush tip, and then you'll get bigger splatters. So now we have to pick several layers or papers to go underneath our photo. So here's the different papers, and you'll notice Jayma has one large pattern paper over to the side, and then another strip behind the photo, and a little cardstock, and then she's got her embellishment clusters. So I am using the large daisy for my embellishments, so that's something I need to keep in mind, and you also need to think about titles in advance. So if we were to use this big bold pattern, our daisies might not stand out as well as a statement piece on this. They'll kind of blend into that. Even though they're still larger, they won't stand out as much as if you used maybe a smaller pattern. So we have this as an option. And then I really love the stripes because, again, you can bring in all of those colors, and it pulls out the colors in my mom's shirt. So that's pretty. I do have to consider the title. I want the title to stand out. The title's going to go in this area, and I'm thinking I might use this one, You're Amazing, so I could stamp it right on the background and it would show up on this one to where it wouldn't show up on some of the busier patterns. So that means I might bring this one in and do something a little bit different. She just has the strip, which looks amazing, but again, I want a place to stamp that title. So I think I'm going to go with these two. So I'm going to cut those down. I'll be right back. I've cut the daisy piece to 5 inches by 11, and that's going to give us a nice white border. So we have the black mat and then the white border in equal measurements here. And then this one I cut to 4 inches by 8 inches, and again black, or inked up the edges in black, and that one's going to sit right about there. So I'm using the VersaMat with my photo, just kind of eyeballing that to center there. So we know my photo is pretty much centered on the layout. So now I can create some of these gorgeous daisies. I have ballerina, and I think that I want the darker side up, so I can go ahead and just run these all through my die cutting machine at once. So I will do that, and I will be right back. I'm going to make a couple flowers so we can do a cluster up here and then one down here as well. I do want to let you know some exciting news. The creative design team is accepting new members now through March 3rd. You will have an entire library of videos to binge watch, along with new classes and tip videos every week and a monthly challenge. I do have the website listed in the description box below, so you can find all the information there. February is our 1-year anniversary for our CDT membership, which means we are celebrating in a big way. We are hosting an online scrapbooking celebration February 24th and 25th. There will be challenges, prizes, mini classes taught by all 7 of us. It's going to be so much fun. It will be hosted in a public Facebook group, so everyone is welcome at this free event. I really hope you can all join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I have my die cut daisies here. So there's the 3 layers, there's the base layer, and you could just use this one and make several and kind of alternate them. And then there's this middle layer with the centers cut out, and then this gorgeous top layer with all of this texture and detail. So they stack together and you kind of offset them. And then your centerpiece here, you could make these any color you wanted. You could have white daisies, yellow daisies. I mean, you could even make rainbow daisies. Anything that would coordinate with your project, you could have a lot of fun with these. Just like Jayma's layout, we will create an embellishment cluster down here, and then we will have a second one up here on a diagonal line on the top right-hand corner. Let me put my flower center there. I highly recommend using liquid glue to adhere your flower layers. I'm just going to kind of arc the petals, just running those, shaping them with my fingers so they have a little bit of dimension, and then put a dollop of liquid glue in the center. I like to use liquid glue because you can twist and rotate the petals to get them just where you want them. So I repeated that process of shaping the petals with the second layer, and then we'll just put that one right on top and finish it off with our little floral center right here. Just give that a second to dry. Now from the coordinating sticker sheet, I have pulled the title, Sweet Moments, and I thought about stamping the title, but I decided to go with that one instead. And then I want to add some green down in this corner to draw the green over from the pattern paper on the right-hand side. So I'm going to tuck a few leaves under this daisy, and the title will sit right in this area here. Jayma had her title here also, but it was a smaller title. Now I have this tiny daisy stamp from the coordinating stamp set, and I want to create a few smaller flowers to add to these embellishment clusters, because the one flower by itself is okay, but I think it's going to look better when we add some other smaller components surrounding it. So I am stamping this in Flamingo ink, and I'm going to use the principles of odd numbers and stamp 3 of these. Now they don't have a coordinating die, but through the magic of video, I fussy cut those out. And then we're going to add a couple to our clusters here. So I'm going to tuck one right underneath here. And then I will add the other 2 to the top, kind of framing in the photo with like a upside down or backwards L shaped. I'm going to put both of those over the top of the photo and situate them just like that. I do have these black paperboard shapes. These are from the It's the Little Things special, and there's butterflies and little sprigs, and this is going to allow me to add black in each of those embellishment clusters. Jayma had a butterfly on hers right in this location. I thought it was so pretty, and it's perfect because my mom's outside in the garden. It's Easter. I felt like it just really fit. So I'm going to try a couple sprigs and just moving things around until I get them situated just so. Of course, whatever you do to one, you want to repeat to the other. I might want to put this flower up here, just kind of, no, I like it better back down below. So I'm going to move that and then just kind of situate these little sprigs here until I get everything situated how I want it. There are bigger leaves. Now these are from a In Full Bloom collection, which is no longer available, but it's always nice to be able to use your stash. So I'm just pulling out a couple different items. Now, Jayma has some banners up in the upper corner here. So these are stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet. I am going to add a little bit of dimension to this one because it's kind of light and isn't standing out against the background very well. So just a little black ink around the edge, and then we'll layer these up over the, or hanging down from the upper corner here. And then again, we want to bring black up to this area. So I chose that one. This sticker says, "This makes me happy." And it definitely does, seeing my mom in her element, enjoying herself. So this is going to bring that green color up to this corner as well. I do like these larger leaves. I think they stand out against that busier background. So that looks really good. And then this one is it kind of got lost on that paper. So I want to situate it so it is on the lighter pink pattern paper. And then I do have this little butterfly here. So his antenna's messed up. So I'm just going to rip that off the rest of the way so it looks intentional. Now this is the stripe pattern paper. I've been wanting to bring this in, so I cut just a tiny little strip of it, and it's going to peek out from behind the photo here. And that tiny little piece of paper adds a lot to the layout. I typed up my journaling. I used a text box to size it to fit this die. This is a stitched rectangle die, which is no longer available, but you could use a tag, all sorts of different shapes. But I love that faux stitching around the edge. And I purposely measured that so that the title would sit over the bottom and not cover up any of the text. So it can just all sit layered together. If you saw a few inspiring ideas you'd like to try on your next scrapbook layout, I'd love it if you'd hit the thumbs up button. That does go a long way in helping me out here on YouTube, so thank you so much for doing that. I love the way this layout turned out, and it was really fun scrap lifting Jayma. Everything I used to create today's project can be found in the description box below, along with links to the Creative Design Team membership group as well as the Facebook. So you don't want to miss out on that 1-year anniversary celebration. Check the playlist here on the right for the rest of the videos, and thank you so much for watching.